A Battle Bill here with another video, getting into some of our last Great League Go Battle League battles of this portion of the season. I'm pretty confident that Great League will be making multiple appearances. So before its next appearance, we're going to put out a very meta team from a submission from the homie Wallydog 619. He's a fellow content creator and Twitch streamer, so his link will be in the description of this video. Today's video and team is consistent of the thickness. This is going to be one of the thickest Great League teams you're going to see, and you're going to see it have a bunch of success in some Great League Go Battle League battles. It consists of Jellicent, Venusaur, and Mandibuzz, and boy am I excited to watch Wally play out this team comp and have success with it. So if you're excited, you need a go-to team. Here is one that I'm gonna recommend off the bat because it looks good. It's already passing the eye test, but now we're gonna see it in action. Let's learn more about it through Wally's battles. So let's get into that first one right here. He's got Jellicent on a Bastiodon lead. He's running Hex as the quick move, Bubble Beam, and Shadow Ball as the charge moves. And I'm assuming he just wants to stay in here and go straight Shadow Ball, but he's going for the Bubble Beam. It is super effective, but Bubble Beam, even super effective, doesn't do too much damage. It does debuff the attack though, so it is a relatively smart way to approach this matchup, but I feel like you just can't go straight Bubble Beam to potentially win this out. So let's see what he decides to do. Charge move coming through, gonna be a Stone Edge. He shields last second. Technically speaking, if he decides to Bubble Beam again, that Stone Edge would do the most damage. So shielding the first one makes the most sense, but he's going for the Shadow Balls now. That one does a nice chunk of the Bastiodon's health. And then they swap into a Sableye. He's staying in. He's going for the Bubble Beam. I like that play when you have Pokemon with debuffing moves. When somebody swaps in, they're locked in. They're stuck. So debuff them and then swap out. Even though they got a little bit of energy off that, Mandibuzz is going to do great against this Sableye. And if a return comes through... Actually, is this even purified? It is not purified. That was a super effective Power Gem. But with that super effective Power Gem coming through, it does less damage because of the fact that he Bubble Beamed the Sableye before leaving. Now he's going to throw some neutral foul plays at this Sableye. Going to get it really low, can probably commit to the Snarl down, but decides doesn't want to take any more Power Gem damage and goes for another foul play. Also, keep in mind, in the beginning of this video, you saw that these were ranked 12 battles, but as the battles continue, he also sent me some more recent stuff at the ace rank. So again, you can only get as high as like veteran these days, and he's having a ton of success using this team to win and climb up ace rank also. So let's, again, just keep that in mind. Don't see rank 12 and think to yourself, oh, these aren't highly skilled battles. You got to understand that there's a delay when people submit me battles, and then also me actually being able to get to the shoutcast on them. So he's going for another foul play against a Bastiodon, takes it out. Flyer is a rock counter confirmed. And let's see what the opponent decides to do here. Medicham is the last Pokemon, so he swaps immediately into his Jellicent because that Sableye is almost dead and the switch timer is not almost up. They're going for a charge move here. It was relatively quick. I don't think this is going to be a Psychic. He's assigning the shield. It ends up being an Ice Punch. It's going to be resisted, and he's going straight for the Shadow Ball. This Shadow Ball would one-shot the Medicham, so let's see if they decide to shield. They almost definitely will. They did shield, and he still has a shield advantage. They can't counter him down, can they? They can counter him down, and they're just able to, but he still has Venusaur. He still has a shield. One Frenzy Plant with the Vine Whip should be enough. Question is, how is Wally going to decide to play this one out? Go straight in with the Venusaur. He was waiting out the switch timer just in case he needed to pull a potential swap to clutch this match. I don't think he's going to need it. I think as long as they don't swap on him, he should be able... Oh, Polly with the coded plays. Never mind. I was going to say he should be able to get to the Frenzy Plant to take it out. Catches the Psychic. Huge play. They undercharged it. They swapped into Sableye. Honestly, they probably should have just committed to a counter down, but instead they go into their Sableye and they Shadow Claw down the Mandibuzz. They're going for a foul play here. This will not take out the Venusaur. He's going to be able to Vine Whip down. Has a bunch of energy. Gonna go for the Frenzy Plant, and this will take out the Medicham's remaining health. So a goated play by Wally in the first match. Definitely a little bit of a misplay by the opponent after they undercharged at Psychic, which was smart. They should just commit to the counter down, but I guess they were worried about his Mandibuzz's energy, and they're worried about the potential of a foul play coming through, or an aerial ace, because that would have been super effective. Getting into the next match, we have Jelly on Shadow Swampert lead, and depending on what the moveset is on the Swampert, this is a relatively positive matchup for the Jellicent. If they're running Sludge Wave like most Great League Swamperts are running, Jelly should be fine here, and they are running Sludge Wave. They land the Sludge Wave. Honestly, in that situation, if you're running Sludge Wave, you should just throw Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon gets stabbed, and they're both singularly resisted. They safe swap into Hypno, so he throws a Shadow Ball to get a shield, and then goes into an extremely hard counter for the Shadow Hypno. It's looking like a double Shadow team, so I wonder if the opponent has a third Shadow Pokemon in the back. I definitely respect it when they go triple Shadow Spice. He's going to get really spammy with the Mandibuzz here, going for a foul play. He's going to do heavy damage to the Hypno. Not going to necessarily take it out because Mandibuzz's attack isn't that high, and Hypno's defense, even though it's a Shadow, is still pretty high, but it gets it low enough where it's going to be in snarl range. He's going to let another Thunder Punch come through. These are not very threatening, even though they're super effective against the Mandibuzz, and he's going to commit to the snarl down. Great play. Will we see the Swampert come back out here? It shouldn't have any energy after throwing that Sludge Wave and dipping. It does come back out, but the Mandibuzz has a bunch of energy. So he's going to be able to spam these foul plays, potentially get a shield if they want to commit to the Swampert. It doesn't look like they're going to want to commit. This might be a CMP tie. Gonna be a CMP tie. They're going to get the Hydro Cannon off. This will take out the Mandibuzz's remaining health, but he has two solid counters for the Swampert in the back. Probably comes in with Venusaur to just completely Vine Whip farm down. Double super effective on top of the fact that, on top of the fact that it's a Shadow Swampert. They come in with a Talonflame, which is not great news for the Venusaur, so thankfully he kept his Jellicent alive. Going to be able to spam these Bubble Beams. They're going to be super effective, and they're going to debuff the Talonflame's attack. Also, because he has two shields, he can just go for the Shadow Ball after essentially baiting the shield on the Talonflame with that Bubble Beam. So this should be GG. I'm assuming Jellicent's going to be able to clean up. He can shield twice, or he can let Jellicent go down. He can play this a couple ways. I'm pretty sure that Venusaur still has energy from before when he was farming. A Frenzy Plant will definitely take out the Talonflame at this current health. That Flame Charge didn't even take it out. Oh, they're not at it quite yet, but he has two shields. So the opponent is gonna turn Wally's Venusaur into a Talonflame, counter confirmed. And when the Swampert comes back in, he's gonna be able to Vine Whip and take this dub. So I'm really liking this team off the bat. He's got some solid alignment, but also Jellicent, Mandibuzz have very good play against just the majority of the meta. One Pokemon that I think would be a huge core breaker for this team comp would be Galvantula, but since a couple seasons ago, I've not been seeing Galvantulas in full force. Either people have forgotten about it, or it's kind of fallen out of the meta because of the Galarian Sunfisks being literally everywhere. But Galvantula would do very well against Jelly and Mandibuzz. Venusaur would have all right play against it, but that would be like the one Pokemon. If you notice another one, please do point it out. Other than that, though, it does very well against the majority of the Great League meta. He pulls off an amazing swap there to catch a resisted non-stab Shadow Ball from the opponent's Shadow Golbat. They decide to stay in because they want to get a Poison Fang off on the Mandibuzz, I guess, before swapping into whatever they have. Nope, they got snarled down. But that was an amazing catch by Wally. He's going for these Aerial Aces. They do get stabbed, so maybe super effective Aerial Ace is the play over the stab neutral foul play. And typically, Aerial Ace is a pretty bad move, but you do want to carry it for the fighters. So this is working out really well in his favor. Will he be committing any shields in this matchup? He's not. He's letting a pup come through, so the question is, will they be able to counter him down? They are neutral pups. They get to another charge move, should be another pup. Going to take out the Mandibuzz's remaining health, but the Metacham's almost dead. Metacham doesn't have a lot of health on it. Probably going to go for the Hex down. Should shield this, just in case they do have enough energy for a Psychic. Not a Psychic, ends up being another pup. And then they come in with an Umbreon. He goes for the Bubble Beam, but Venusaur has some pretty good play against Umbreon. I guess getting the debuff on with Bubble Beam doesn't hurt here, especially because he has a shield disadvantage, but he's going to be able to spam these Frenzy Plants. And now, actually, you know what? That was a good play. That was a good play debuffing because of the shield disadvantage, and now going to be able to spam these Frenzy Plants while tanking more of the foul plays that are going to come through from the Umbreon, because they're definitely going to be spammy. This one's going to be down to the wire because Umbreon walls Jellicent so well. So the question is, how well can his Venusaur play out this matchup and give him a position to win? Getting off another Frenzy Plant here. This will do a solid chunk or potentially get the last shield. It does not get the last shield, puts it into the yellow. Another charge move coming through, can survive another foul play at this health, but the next foul play is definitely going to need to shield. Should outpace it, but he is over farming. Over farms, still outpaces it. Potentially a CMP tie, which would have been a really good play if it was. Gets the opponent's last shield. Not a CMP tie. They decide to swap, which was a terrible swap on their end. I guess they were trying to catch a Frenzy Plant, but he was nowhere near the Frenzy Plant, and counters are resisted by the Metacham. He's shielding the He's going for the BM. He shielded the Jellicent against the Umbreon. The disrespect, Wally, but I appreciate it for the content. He goes for the resisted Shadow Ball against the Umbreon and takes it out, even though he had a whole Frenzy Plant in the back, which would have been plenty. You love seeing those kinds of plays once in a while. It's always fun to throw a resisted move to catch a dub. Getting into this next match here, we have Jellicent on another Bastion lead that we saw earlier. So again, Jelly has some really good play. I mean, Jelly wins a lot of leads in this current meta. A lot of poison types everywhere with its ghost typing is resisting. The water type does really well against all the Bastiodons and the Galarian Stunfisk that you'll see. And then a lot of fighter leads that Shadow Ball does well against and the ghost typing resists. So overall, and then plays well against Azu too. If Azu doesn't have Play Rough, it resists both Ice Beam, and Hydro Pump, while Jellicent has Shadow Ball. So again, this lead, very good one for Great League battles, and he's going for another Shadow Ball here. Played this exactly the same as the first time he went up against a Bastiodon. Almost was able to get the Bastion down with that Shadow Ball. Gonna let the Stone Edge come through, committing to a Hex down. Wins out the lead, but is at a shield disadvantage, which is not ideal. Gonna get off this Bubble Beam against the Azu. Gonna probably get bubbled down by the Azu, but has a hard counter for Azu in the back in the form of the Venusaur. So as it's debuffed, doesn't have to worry about the Ice Beam as much because of that, so probably won't shield here since he's at a shield disadvantage. Lets it come through. The question is, how hard do they want to commit to their the Azu on Venusaur matchup? But they swap into Medicham. Definitely needs to keep the shield because they cleared the debuff and the Venusaur does not want to take another Ice Beam. Hopefully the Mandibuzz can do enough work here to take out the Medicham, potentially get a shield. So let's see how this matchup is going to play out. This one's also going to be another match down to the wire. Another charge move coming through. Did you throw a pup on the first one? He did throw a pup on the first one. These are all neutral pups, so the power-up punches are definitely boosting those counters, and they're slowly starting to add up. But he is getting off a lot of moves because Snarl is spammy and was able to get both shields. I don't know if necessarily committing to the Medicham here was the play, but that's the route the opponent decided to choose, and they're pupping away. So I guess they're hoping they could pup, farm down, and throw a Psychic at the Venusaur. Not expecting that to work out too well. And Wally pulls a really great play. And they swapped an Azu into a Frenzy Plant here. They caught a Frenzy Plant. He's going to be able to farm down the Azu. The Medicham's going to come back in, and he's going to be able to Frenzy Plant that. So this is GG. He played it really well. Made sure to keep the shield in case the opponent made the right moves. They did not. And Wally took advantage, keeps the shield, slaughters the Azu and the Medicham with his Venusaur. Great plays by Wally. Getting into this next match, we're going to have a Jellicent on an Altaria lead. Now, this is not the most amazing lead because he does not have Ice Beam on his Jellicent. I actually don't know how this one plays out, but we're going to find out right now. He's going straight for the Shadow Ball. This is how I would play it. Definitely don't want to debuff the Altaria with a resisted Bubble Beam. The opponent decides not to shield. He gets a Hex through. Charge move coming through. This should just be a Sky Attack. Definitely don't want to throw Moonblast to be resisted, even though I've seen tons of Altarias throw Moonblast at Ghosts because people do not know that Ghost resists Fairy, but you know, we take that, right? Hold on, am I wrong? Somebody in chat correct me. Somebody let me know what resists what. I think we talked about this in the last match. No, Ghost resists Poison. Does not. No, the Moonblast Jelly does not. Oh, thank you. I'm correcting myself. I'm mixing it up. I'm mixing up Poison. I stand corrected. This is why I do all my Shoutcasts live now. So if I make a mistake, I have chat to hold me accountable. So the Moonblast could have potentially worked, but regardless, that's not what the opponent decided to do. It was Poison that I was thinking. Poison and Ghost. Ghost resists Poison. I was also thinking about the Marowak matchup, and Marowak resists Fairy because of its fire typing, so that's where I was getting. I'm talking about Alola Marowak because that's a Ghost. Anyhow, we have Mandibuzz on a Ferrothorn here. He's going straight for the foul plays, which is the play you want to do because even though Ferrothorn is a grass type, the Aerial Ace flying type will be neutral because of the fact that Ferrothorn is also a steel type. So, you know, Battle Bill knows most of his typings, still gets them wrong from time to time, still mixes them up, but that's why we do these shoutcasts live on Twitch, so, you know, I can get the corrections live for you guys, and I don't have to hear it in the comment section. Anyhow, they brought in a Toxicroak for this Mandibuzz. This is not going well for the opponent. So this looks like a pretty nice lineup win for Wally in this one. Doesn't seem to have had to have done anything too special here to pull this one off. Probably shields this. It's only going to be a Mud Bomb. They do enough for a Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb's not worth it, even though he probably survives a Mud Bomb because Mandibuz's so thick and double resists. Definitely doesn't want to get countered down, and also would like to get off another Aerial Ace. Swap into the Venusaur, and in Great League, the Vine Whips and the Frenzy Plants just add up and do too much damage. He's going to shield this, obviously, to be safe, just to play out the dub. Honestly, though, a Sludge Bomb or Mud Bomb wasn't taking out Venusaur at this health, and it's not like Toxicroak can pull a Surfetch'd and wing out Brave Bird out of nowhere. The Frenzy Plant does not kill there, but he's going to just be able to commit to a Vine Whip down and take another dub. We're getting nothing but dubs, and Wally honestly just submitted me consecutive battles here. This is one of these, like, these weren't cherry-picked battles. He's doing amazing here. And now we have a Jellicent on a Galarian Stunfisk lead. This is one of the leads I mentioned earlier. Let's see how he decides to play this. Is he going to just go straight Shadow Ball? Doesn't want to get off the super effective Bubble Beams? Okay. Shadow Ball is definitely the better play for the damage. Gets the opponent's shield, so baiting a Bubble Beam would have worked out beautifully there. Charge move coming through. Most likely going to be an Earthquake unless the opponent decides to bait. Ends up being an Earthquake. Do you build up to another Shadow Ball and bait the Bubble Beam this time? Nope, he's just going straight Shadow Ball. The Hexes are slowly adding up on the Stunfisk also, so that's also helpful in this matchup. The Shadow Ball hits hard. Can definitely Bubble Beam from here. Will survive an Earthquake, but he's shielding again. Double committing to the Jellicent. Ends up being another, again, Earthquake, which is what you would hope for. You don't want to get baited. But that makes sense considering the opponent didn't shield. So, you know, if they throw the big move, they would usually throw the big move in that situation. Gets the shield there. And gets another Bubble Beam off to take out the Stunfisk. Wins out the 2-shield matchup here very nicely. Has a bunch of health on his Jelly. They come in with a Mew. Is not going to be able to outpace the Mew, so he pulls an amazing swap, recognizing his situation. It is going to be a Wild Charge, which hurts, but Mandibuzz is thick, and then they swap into Medicham, and Mandibuzz can eat Medicham's moves while getting off these super effective Aerial Aces, and is going to be able to spam them with Snarl Quick Move. We've seen this matchup plenty of times. Unless this is an Ice Punch, Mandibuzz is going to survive, ends up only being a pup, and that Jelly has a bunch of energy on it, so it's going to be able to Shadow Ball that Mew, on top of the fact he still has a Venusaur alive in the back. They commit to the counter down. They are. So how is Wally going to play this? He goes in with the Jellicent. He makes a smart play here because the Bubble Beam will get the Medicham down. Should probably swap into Venu immediately, but decides not to. They're going to go for another charge move here. This shouldn't be a Wild Charge, but Surf is not going to be enough to take it out, and he gets the Shadow Ball just in time. Doesn't even need the Venusaur in this match because of how thick Jellicent and Mandibuzz are. And then Venusaur is also thick. This team is so bulky, and you can get away without using shields in so many situations, and then they just survive moves like that to get off Shadow Balls, on top of the fact that it was a beautiful under tap to get that Shadow Ball off, like someone in my chat just mentioned. So now he's got Jelly on Diggersby lead. This would be a better matchup for the Jelly if he had Ice Beam again. So it's one of those matchups where you might want to consider running Ice Beam on your Jellicent because Diggersby is a ground and normal type. You definitely don't want to be throwing Shadow Balls, but he can at least spam super effective Bubble Beams. And the positive here, ooh, did he just catch an Earthquake? It's gotta be. He just caught a double resistant. Bro, look at how little damage that did. Wally out here making some amazing plays, especially not in a great spot because again he didn't have Ice Beam. Or a whole Earthquake on Mandibuzz, and then they swap into an Altaria. He is at a shield disadvantage, which is unfortunate, but has a little bit of energy, spamming these foul plays off. Gets a shield from the Altaria, has to watch out for the Moonblast. So is he going to decide the shields here? Go for the Moonblast. He decided not to shield. Unfortunately, Mandibuzz was not thick enough for that. Comes back in with the Jellicent. Going to go for the Shadow Ball. This should get it really, really low. Not going to quite take it out. Should be able to Hex down at this health before they get to another move. Probably going to come back in with the Diggersby, but the positive thing is that Diggersby has no energy because he caught the Earthquake from earlier. They're coming back in. Is he going to throw a Bubble Beam? He's going to try and catch again. Unfortunately, the catch didn't work here. But oof, this is a beautiful alignment at the end of this match. They come in with the Jellicent. The Frenzy Plant's going to either threaten the shield or get the Jelly to like very minimal health. Gets the shield. Actually, the Frenzy Plant would have taken out. I thought it had more health, but the Vine Whips added up so quick. Shielding just in case this is an Ice Beam. ends up being an Ice Beam. Great call. Can overfarm a little bit. Will win CMP against the Jelly. Great play by Wally overfarming that much. The Earthquake is going to hurt Venusaur because it's going to be neutral damage, but because Diggersby isn't that attack heavy, might be able to survive. If it's not able to survive, though, he's going to lose this match. Oh, unfortunately does not survive. Almost over tapped to 100 energy. Could I be wrong? Will Jelly be able to pull this off by spamming all the bubble beams that he stored up from these amazing swaps that he's made? I could be wrong. This is coming down to the wire. This is closer than I would have expected. I definitely would have preferred him having Ice Beam here, but he gets off 3 bubble beams here before they are able to get off another Earthquake. So he should be able to survive the Earthquake and might be able to get off. He's going to get off 1 more bubble beam, but I think he needs 2. I think he needs 2. He survives the Earthquake. He needs 2. He's not going to be able to get to 2. Oh, so unfortunate. Honestly, should have thrown the bubble. Oh, it's a Fire Punch. He survives. He goes for this. He goes for the double resisted Shadow Ball, and it doesn't do enough What am I watching? What was that match, Wally? What was that match? Bubble Beam would have done enough there. Bubble Beam's super effective, whereas that's all the matches. Oh my lord. Bubble Beam is super effective, whereas Shadow Ball is double resisted. So even though there's a big damage discrepancy between Shadow Ball and Bubble Beam, I'm pretty confident when it's a 3-stage difference like that between super effective and double resisted, Bubble Beam was the play. But you know what? Wally had to end on a little BM, Shadow Ball the normal type to pull off quite the crazy dub to end this set of matches. Highly recommend this team. Let me know if there are any other weaknesses you think of in the comment section other than Galvantula. But overall, we already saw how well this team performs against the main Great League meta. And then, of course, Wally made some goated plays. Again, the link to his Twitch is in the description of this video. I highly recommend you check out his Twitch channel for some quality content. He's a hilarious dude, a great personality. And then on top of it, pretty goated PvPer as we saw in these sets. So if you enjoy the battles, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. As always, I want to get you as much of this content as I possibly can. I put out quite a few videos over this past weekend, and the Ultra League content is going to be coming in full force. So again, don't forget to subscribe if you want to be tuning in for all that. And chat's being crazy right now. Chat is such a meme. Anyhow, thank y'all for watching. I'll see you all in the next